Hello and welcome back to my small little library. Today we're gonna go do a book tag just because I am going on holiday next week and I need kind of a quick video because it's the last work week for me before going off of work and stuff like that, so it's a busy week. So I hope you're okay with like just doing a tag video. I found this wonderful tag which is called the Monster Mash book tag. So I'm gonna link the creator down below where you can find it if you want to do it yourself. Just to credit the original creator of the tag. So yeah, let's start with the first question, and that is, I was working in the lab late one night. What's a book that kept you up at night? And for me, that is definitely Pet Sematary by Stephen King. I took 2 tries to get through it, once when I was a teenager and I just couldn't get through it because I found it to be so scary, and then once as an adult, and the horror just hit on a whole different level. It's kind of really this like human existential horror, for like your friends, your relationships and stuff like that, and that kind of really kept me up at night. Also the cat is scary, but yeah, I think this one is definitely one that will keep you up at night, because of just how much like really like psychological horror is in there, like not even all of the physical stuff, but just the implications of the story are like, I don't know, I love it, I really do. I found it to be a wonderful book, but yeah, it didn't work out for me as a teenager because it was so scary. Then we have the next question, which is, my eyes beheld an eerie sight. What's the weirdest or creepiest shit you've ever read in a book? And I couldn't decide which book to use for this, so I took 2 books. And these are 2 really different books, which I think is quite fitting. The first one is The Eyes Are the Best Part. I just found the descriptions of her eating eyes to be really disturbing, I have to say. It was, I don't know, I'm not a squeamish person when it comes to a lot of stuff, but the image of her chewing on eyes was just really disturbing. I don't know, it makes the book really good. But yeah, it is kind of a disturbing book, so if you can't deal with people mashing down on fish eyeballs and maybe a human eyeball or 2, you should be careful with that book. And then the second one is just the whole concept of the story is so creepy because you yourself don't know what is real by reading the book. But that is Dennis Leanne, Shutter Island. I mean, a lot of you would have seen the movie. If you haven't read the book, go ahead and read the book. I, for one, haven't watched the movie because I'm just not that much of a movie person. But the book was fantastic. But at the end of the book, you aren't even sure what did really happen in the story and what didn't, which I think was quite the feat in a book. So it makes the story incredibly creepy because you never know what is reality and what is not. So I felt like that was a really scary book, because it kind of makes you feel a little bit for your head, you kind of feel a little bit like you're going crazy just reading the book. So yeah, I found that to be a really impactful horror book, even though I'm not interested in watching the movie. The movie is supposed to be wonderful, and wonderful, like a great movie, but like really creepy and scary, and the book is as well. So if you haven't read that yet, go ahead and read that. Then we are coming to question number 3, and that is, get a jolt from my electrodes. Name a book that completely shocked or surprised you. And for that, I have Clown in the Cornfield by Adam Cesare. This one shocked me in a way because I didn't expect to really like this book, because it starts as your typical high school drama kind of, and then it evolves into a slasher movie, but in book form, and that surprised me so much, and I loved that part of the book, which is like a big part of the book. Like, I loved that so much. Like, it was such a good way to get like a slasher in book form that, yeah, I really loved it. But I was really shocked because I started reading it and I was like, oh my god, that is such a typical book I won't like, and then it just evolved into a whole different story, and I really enjoyed that. So yeah, if you want a slasher movie in book form, go with this one. Don't let yourself be put away by the beginning of the book, which is a little bit teenage drama-y. but it changes really quick, and it is so good, and it was so surprising to actually get that, because I feel like if you read the description of the book, you also wouldn't believe that. So yeah, that's a good tip, I would say, for that book. Then, question number 4. The guests included Wolfman Dracula and his son. Name your favorite monster or villain from a book. And for that one, I'm not necessarily choosing the scary monster, but the monster I have carried in my heart the most, I would say, and that is A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness, and the monster obviously is the character I'm talking about. It's a scary monster kind of, but it just wants the best for our main character, but it has to put him through a lot, kind of, to get the best for him. And yeah, this one really, really hurt me, this book. It's a really, really good book, but it was really, really impactful, I would say, and so that is one of my favorite monsters out there, because I feel like it's good to show that monsters don't have to be those bad people in books, but they can be kind of the bad person, but also do a lot of good in the book. So yeah, if you want to have like a really, really sad story, go with The Monster Calls. It's about a boy whose mother has cancer and is going through chemo, and the boy can't really understand what is happening, and the monster comes, and he kind of calls the monster because of his behavior and stuff, and the monster comes and kind of helps him grow a little bit, but in a monster's way. Then we have question number 5. Whatever happened to my Transylvanian twist? Name a book that was super hyped when it came out, but nobody talks about it anymore. And for this one, I don't have a book, and the main reason for that is I rarely buy books when they come out. I'm much more somebody who buys secondhand or older books. I just don't keep up with new books, to be honest. I think the only new books that I really buy are Stephen King when they come out, but only if I enjoyed the books that came before that, if they are series books. And I don't know, 1 to other authors like Brandon Sanderson, for example. But other than that, I don't really go after new books, so I really don't have an opinion on that one, because I don't think I have ever bought a horror book that came out just like, recently. I don't think that has ever happened. Then, question number 6. They did mesh. Name your favorite book that is a mashup of 2 or more genres. And that, for me, in the horror genre is Alice by Christina Henry. This is a retelling of Alice in Wonderland as a horror book. So you have fantasy, a retelling, and a horror book in one. And it is so good. It is crazy. It is really brutal. It is a really, really dark book, but it still has those fairy tale undertones that I love about Alice. And yeah, it's just a great book all around. I would really recommend this series, because there are, I think, 3. I have read the first 2 so far. Both were fantastic, but yeah, this is a really, really good mashup and retelling. If you can live with the fact that Alice has to go through some really, really bad things in the story and even before the story, so it's not happy-go-lucky Alice that we are used to, but I think it's like a grown-up version of like combining like this like daydream Alice-y stuff and then the harsh reality of like really, really bad neighborhoods and bad people and gangs and violence and stuff like that, so yeah, I would recommend that one, but go with caution. I think it's a good book, but I think it's not for everyone. If you really, really love the positive version of Alice, I don't know if you will love that one, but I, for one, I love the normal Alice story, but I love that one equally as, Then we have number 7. It was a graveyard smash. What is your favorite horror novel? And to be honest, I'm really cliche when it comes to that, but I have to go with it. I think this one is like, it's such an amazing story, and there's so many different forms of horror in here that I feel like everybody can get their fix of horror in the book, and then just the story, the characters, everything that makes up this book is just amazing. I'm really sorry. I'm just a really big cliche when it comes to that. Ever since I've read it, I'm a really, really big fan. Even though I've only read it once, because it takes a long time to get through it. But, I took my time with getting through it, and it was so good. So, yeah. I would have to go with that one. Question number 8. The scene was rocking, all were digging the sounds. What's your favorite song based on a book? And to be honest, I don't have a favorite song based on a book. I don't really know about any movie that is based on books, not as far as I know. I mean, there's the song Lost Boy. Oh, what is the author? I'm gonna put it on screen here. The singer that sings Lost Boys, which is about Peter Pan. So maybe we could go with that one because I do really like the song. Oh, and there's a fantastic Alice song. So if we're keeping in theme, let's go with the Alice song. I'm gonna put the singer on here, which is kind of an alternative song. So I'm gonna put that one as well. You know, when I first read these questions, I couldn't think of one, but now I've thought of two, which is kind of nice. Then question number 9, tell them Boris sent you, what's your go-to book recommendation? And to be honest, I think I would actually go with one of these 3. So Pet Sematary, The Eyes Are the Best Part, or Shutter Island. I would go with either of these 3 because they are kind of like, you know, they aren't the longest ones, which I sometimes think recommending like a really, really long horror book can be the wrong way to go. And they are really, really different horror types, so I would go with one of those 3. Then question number 10, for you, The Living the Mesh was meant to. Who do you tag? And I tag everybody who wants to be tagged. I don't really want to tag anybody specifically, but if you watch this video and you feel called to do the tag as well, please do. And then we have the last question, which is the bonus question, and that is, what's your favorite thing about Halloween? And for me, it has to be costumes, definitely. All the cute kids that come to your door doing trick-or-treating. We have a few in our apartment complex, which are really, really cute. You know, I'm not a person for kids, but they were really, really cute. So we do get candy especially for them. And then the decorations. I'm just a really, really big fan of Halloween decorations. I don't have a lot because I just don't own many decorations in general. But if I do get some kind of Halloween decorations, they would be out all year round because I'm just a Halloween all year round person. But yeah, those are my favorite aspects of Halloween. I mean, in Germany, it's not as big as it would be in America and stuff like that, so we are a little bit toned down more here. But I do enjoy Halloween a lot. I was supposed to be born on Halloween. I came a little bit early, so but yeah, I'm a late October baby, so it's for me, it's a special season because, you know, it's also my birthday. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you're okay with this quick little video because of, you know, I have to do a lot of preparations for my holiday and stuff. I have to pre-film some videos. I have to do, you know, a little bit of prep, so I needed a quicker video for this week. So hopefully you enjoyed watching this tag video. If you want to answer any of the questions but don't want to do a video, just answer them in the comments. That is also fine as well. And yeah, thank you for watching, and hopefully I will see you in the next video. Bye bye!